now that she got that out, welcome to Somewhere in the Middle with Nikki and Angie.
Hey guys, my name is Nikki.
And my name is Angie.
And we're somewhere in the middle. Today we're going to be discussing, is he cheating? Can you trust this man you got all up in your house?
Why he all up in our house?
Where is he going to be? At his house? If you at his house, he probably ain't cheating. Well, he could be. At any rate, cheating. What is cheating? How do I feel about cheating? Where does cheating start? My personal history with cheating. Cheating, I have cheated. I haven't cheated often. I've pretty much tried to be on the up and up. I usually don't tell lies, but I think I have cheated once or twice in life. I've been cheated on. I know at least once that I know of. But to be honest, it really wasn't that big of a deal to me. So I think my outlook on cheating is different than a lot of people's outlook. At this time I was married. And so you would think this would have been a devastating event that, would have caused me to just reconsider or rethink my whole relationship, but it really didn't. Right. It really, at the time where we discussed it, I was really just glad that we were able to discuss it and he didn't just keep denying it. At the time that we talked about it, because when it happened, I was like, that story don't sound right, but whatever, moving on. And, one day when we in the bed, pillow talking or whatever, husband and wife, and just being honest and being friends, like we, started off. And I was like, well, since we talking that night when you said you were such and such, whatever, what really happened? Well, yeah, I was with so-and-so, I was with this such stuff. And my first reaction to that was, don't you feel better? Don't you, now that you got that off your chest, And so, but I think that goes all back to, did I know who I was married to? So anyway, so I think my outlook on it is a little different. What about you?
So for me, I haven't always made the best choices with relationships that I've partaken in the past. And I have run across so many guys that I've dated that used to use the excuse that, well, we're not in a relationship, we're not together. I think the word of 2020 was situationships, right? No, entanglements, that was the word, right? And so I found myself being loyal to these people who weren't loyal to me. So in their world, I'm not cheating on you, Angela. We friends, right? I'm doing me. And most recently, about 2 years ago, I was in a relationship. Well, I was in a relationship. Clearly, he wasn't one with me. And he asked me one morning, he was like, have you slept with somebody else? And I hadn't, but I wanted the upper hand, right? So I told him, yeah, I have. He got so irate and was so upset. You gave my stuff away. Is it yours? Because we were friends yesterday and you were doing you. But when I decided to do me, then it was a problem. But my overall opinion of cheating, there are greater betrayals in relationships behind a dude fucking another woman. Can I curse?
I don't know. Sure.
I'm gonna put up a sign at the bottom. This is not for children.
No, but, negative.
But there are greater betrayals in relationships than somebody having sex. And cheating isn't a deal breaker for me because of that.
Absolutely. I think when we make a commitment to each other as adults, I think when we say, okay, if he ever cheats on me, then it's over, then I don't know that you necessarily should. I mean, a relationship is one thing, dating, getting to know each other, even being engaged, but I don't think you should really go into marriage. And I know some people are gonna say, you just don't have high expectations for yourself, your life. I think I'm just realistic. There's no man walking this earth. Jesus has not come back. And so there's no man nor woman that's perfect. And so to say that somebody did something or made a mistake or made a choice that goes against, you know, a lifelong commitment or vow that we've made to one another. And so that makes them, it takes away everything else they've done and makes them this horrible person. I just don't believe that. I believe that before my ex-husband did what he did that day, or however many days it may have been, there's only one day that I know about, but he was that same person after that. I mean, I think that it was a new marriage, and for whatever reason, he did that, and it didn't make him a different person. It didn't change who he was in our household. Right. So, and the fact that we could talk about it, instead of it causing me to have more of a distrust of him, it caused me to have more validation in the relationship that we had. Not just to say, oh, marriage, husband and wife, but just to have the relationship, a bond that we had. And for him to tell me that, and for me not to freak out about it, or even to really give it that much weight, I think that just helped to reestablish or even solidify, for more so him than me, the bond that we actually had. Because I feel like I married somebody that I loved like he was my child, like I had him. Like there wasn't much he could do to change the love. Now, I might not have liked him all the time. We might not have had the best conversation or communication all the time. But as far as the person that he was, I was just convinced that that was just a good person at the core. And so those things that he did were just, you know, actions. Anyway, but what is cheating really about? Like, what is it about when somebody cheats?
I think that humans are opportunistic, right? I think that sometimes cheating isn't about lack of from your partner. I used to base my value in, you know, what somebody else did to me. Him cheating on me was never about me. It was about his own demons that he was fighting with, that he was struggling with, that, you know, I come to find out, you know, when you actually take the time to get to know somebody and know, you know, their upbringing, he didn't have respect for women. He hated his mom. And so he didn't value women, period. He looked at women as pawns, sex objects, things that he could get from them. He never trust the woman that he was supposed to trust and love. He didn't love and trust. So he didn't.
Who is this he that we're referring to? I don't think the audience knows.
I refuse to use his name for fear that he may come.
No, I'm saying, who was he in your life?
You know, if you would have asked me this 4 years ago, I would say he was my boyfriend. He was the, you know, love of my life. He was the man I was going to spend the rest of my life with. If you ask me today who he was to me, he was a lesson.
Okay.
I'll lesson.
So would you consider, because you just went straight into he, would you consider this the probably the most major relationship that you've had outside of, you know, having kids or whatever?
No. And that's the reason why I think I feel the way that I feel. I was in a relationship with somebody who lied to me about legal issues that he had going on and end up being taken away from the life that we built. So when I say that there are greater betrayals other than somebody cheating, I'd give anything for him to have just slept with his baby mama, you know, versus him being taken away from me for the rest of my life. So if I would have known what was going on then, I feel like I could have fixed it. You know, I'd trade cheating over that any day.
Right. So I guess the question now is, if somebody's watching this video, maybe they're in a situation where they think somebody's cheating on them. What makes you think somebody's cheating versus what makes you know for a fact that you are not, that somebody's not being faithful to you?
You got to first ask yourself, why? Why do you feel like this? Do you have concrete proof that this person is cheating? Like, have you seen him texting in the bathroom? Have you heard, you know, phone conversations? Have you caught him with another woman? What makes you think that he's cheating? Because the first thing, you got to get real with yourself and ask yourself, why you think Jimmy cheating on you? I think Jimmy's cheating on me. Is it because of something that you have experienced and you taking those trauma into your relationship? Or did you really catch Jimmy doing some shit and he had no business?
Right. And that's what we got to always try to draw the line. I started a long time ago, I guess, because I grew up listening to gangster rap and UGK, stuff like that. I started a long time ago trying to separate my female intuition, irrationality, emotionality from actual facts? Or do you think somebody's cheating on you because he hadn't called you back, or because, you know, he went MIA for a few hours or a day or so? Or do you think he's cheating on you because you've seen the text messages, and or he's like, is he just liking Instagram photos of somebody? You know, what is he actually doing?
But
you know, and at the end of the,
but you hit on something, Nikki, right there. It also comes to, what do you consider cheating? Some people think that liking an Instagram photo is cheating, thinking texting another person is cheating. So now you have to ask yourself, what is cheating to you? Do you not want him to engage in any kind of conversation with a person of the opposite sex ever? Or, you know,
yeah, if that's your expectation, you may want to, again, if it's your emotionality, if it's your emotional needs just not being met, if it's, you know, something that's not concrete, don't come to somebody, I think you're cheating. Okay, do a little introspection. Have you communicated to the man, you know, these are the things that I need, and these are the things that I'm lacking? First of all, are you in a relationship? Because you hit on that earlier. Are you in a real relationship with somebody? Is he cheating, or are you just not one? Because again, it's another concept that I came up with a long time ago. A man is going to, now they only do what they know. And so, but if they hold you as that one, you're going to see a difference in how you're treated. Okay. You're going to be treated like that one. So for me, I've never considered a commitment to somebody unless I was treated or put in that position as that one. Okay. That means that he is doing the calling. He's doing the calling back. I'm not putting forth all of the effort. The effort is mutual. And we've said, okay, now we've taken it from us dating, we're vibing, we're getting along, it's going great, to saying, hey, it's me and you now. You know, right. Other than that, anything before that, y'all just living y'all lives. Right. Okay. So unless somebody's treating you and made it known that you are that one, then take everything with a grain of salt. Use that time to introspect. How am I feeling about this dude? Why am I feeling this way? Is it because he doesn't know what I'm expecting? Is it because I haven't made it clear? Or is it because he just doesn't care? Now, if he just doesn't care, am I going to try to put my best foot forward to try to make him care? Or am I going to say, if he ain't doing it, then I'm going to let him go. That's me. Because I'm going to be me from jump, talk crazy, drink beer, cuss, act a fool from day one. So if that ain't his vibe and he's pushing off, then I'm going to push off the whole rest of the way. It's not worth my effort. But if he matching me for effort, if he matching me for text, calls, phones, hey, I want to see you, I want to see you too, and we vibing, then we can move forward. But are you holding on to something that ain't, worthy of being held on to?
Right, but I think you bring up another point that I think needs a little bit of discussion. When you talk about, have we talked about what we wanted and what we're going for, you got to ask yourself, I remember there was a point in time in my life where I didn't know what I wanted, and what he was giving me, I didn't know, shit, is this what I want? I didn't know. So when he was giving me something that felt like halfway of what I felt like a relationship, because I never saw healthy relationships growing up. So when he was giving me his version of what he thought it was supposed to be, and not just the last dude, I'm talking about every dude for at the beginning, I didn't know what I truly wanted from him. I didn't know how a man was supposed to take care of a woman. So when he took out the trash or changed the, tires, I was like, oh, well, shit, I got me a man right now. Whole time he was in the streets.
Right. And that's a good point, because what I saw at home and what I value in a relationship was two totally completely different things. What I saw at home is kind of more so what my kids see at home. Mama getting it taken care of, mama getting it done. Ain't nobody around here acting crazy. Ain't nobody around here, giving us strife for stress. Sometimes, it may be a stepdad involved, or, a dad or, husband involved. And sometimes it ain't. For the most part, it ain't. For the most part, it's mama taking care of business. And whatever I have going on, casually with guys or whatever, it is not brought into my household. So that's kind of more so of what we saw growing up. But when I started looking at relationships and dealing with guys, my model for me was, I'm gonna tell the truth, Roseanne, like Roseanne and Dan, you know what I'm saying? Roseanne did what she did, and Dan loved her for whoever she was and whatever she did. And for me, that was all that I was going to have in my life. I wasn't going to change for anybody. I wasn't going to bend over backwards for anybody. I wasn't going to mold myself into what I thought somebody wanted me to be. I was just going to be me. I was going to tell the truth, and all the ridiculous things that I love to do, you know what I'm saying? Some of that's good and some of it, you know, ain't. But you was just going to get all of it. And however long you stayed around for, it was fine for me. And whenever you was ready to go, on to the next, you know what I mean? So I just don't take it personally. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. So I don't know, but I think everybody comes from that expectation place differently. What do you expect? Do you know what you expect? You know?
Right.
So I don't know. Bottom line, if you think somebody's cheating on you, first of all, establish whether or not you actually have a real relationship. You know, first of all, figure out if the relationship is actually real. And then try communicating. If it's something that you're not getting, try communicating with that person. Try seeing, okay, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Don't come at a person talking about, well, you did this and you did that. No, because you're just going to get backlash. Person going to listen to you so they can respond. Come at a person from a place of, hey, when this happened, I felt this way. You know, or come at a person starting off with, hey, I really like you. I really hope this is going somewhere. But this happened and I felt like this. And then see where they take it from there. You know, if they're either gonna, hey man, the last thing I want to do is make you feel like that. You know, I'm really feeling this situation. I really hope we go somewhere too. Then, you know, you got you something. If they man gone with that bush, man, I don't want to hear out, then you don't. Okay, you ain't got nothing. Okay, and you need to start over. And starting over is the next clip. Okay, for real. Why you ended then? Special.
I used to be a woman who would find the proof if my dude was cheating, whether he was my dude or not. Situationship, entanglement, all of the above. I was not above putting trackers in cars, Apple Watches in cars to see where they were, pulling up. I wanted to see because I needed the proof, because I knew a confrontation without evidence was just a fight waiting to happen. And so don't do Angie's advice. That's the PSA for today.
I'm looking like negative. I ain't doing none of that. Because at the end of the day, you'll show me what I need to see. But when somebody show you, don't act like they didn't show you. Don't make them show you 10, 12, 18 times. I wasted all this time. Yeah, because they showed you day one.
Right.
They never showed you anything else. So
right.
What you wasting the time for? You don't need evidence. Let them show you.
I had a dude
and if you don't trust what you're seeing, talk to them.
Right.
And when they tell you,
I had a dude tell me one time, what you asking me for? You ain't gonna leave. So shit, what you stressing yourself out behind?
Oh, what?
I said, you want me to fix you some pancakes before you go out? Because I know that bitch.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. At the end of the day, you're either getting what you need from somebody who cares or you're not. And if you're not, and you know you're not, again, this is me. The last situation I was in, this man, when I tell y'all, he had his ups and downs. Like he had his baby and he had his like he wasn't nowhere near perfect, but those things where he was good, he was very good. But this is what he would do. Whenever he wouldn't get his way, he'd leave me. Now we wasn't together, but he'd be like, I'm done, this is it, this over. I'd be like, this idiot, I'd be like, okay, erase his number, be gone. And then after the 5th or 6th time, I'd be like, because he ain't gonna be gone no more than 12 to 18 hours, okay? He coming right back. So after that, I'm just like, this man, and so I started telling him, you know, you always leaving me, but you notice I never tell you that. I never say I'm done with you. Because when I say I'm done, I'm done. Right. It wasn't no sense in me arguing with him about who he was or what he did. if we were having a discussion, I would tell him what he was doing, but it was no sense in arguing about that. It was no sense in bringing that to the forefront of our dealing, because that's who he was. And I was either going to roll with it or I was not. And my main motivation, y'all will see if y'all keep watching the show, my main motivation is peace. I'm not going to bring something to you that's going to take away from my peace. I know there's no reason for it. So what I'm saying is, just like she said, if you know good and well you ain't going nowhere, don't start all that, because if you're going to be there, you might as well make it a pleasant place for both of y'all to be, okay, at the end of the day.
Right.
And when you decide that you've had enough, then you'll move on. Anywho.
That should be our next topic. When should you move on?
Right, because I tell you, starting over is in the lineup, okay, baby? Because at some point, unless y'all are in that, 10%, y'all happily ever after, well, they say 50%, but I'm quite sure it's more of 30% of marriages that don't end in some kind of divorce. He killed her, or he went to prison. Okay,
that's
at the end of the day. So yeah, starting over is definitely in the lineup, because most of us will have to. And it's not always a bad thing.
This is true. But I think sometimes we need to know when enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. That's it for this week's segment. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.